Today on Spooky TV, we'll be talking about Andrew Ones, Mark Golden, and the financial debacle as it relates to getting those students out of Ukraine. Now, as some people might know, some people might not know, there are some Jamaican students, or there were some Jamaican students in Ukraine, depending on when you hear this, and they wanted to, to return to Jamaica to avoid the violence, which has been placed on Ukraine due to the current war that they're undergoing. And many persons were kind of taken aback by the fact that Prime Minister Andrew Ones stated that, well, if he pays the money, or if the government pays the money, the students should be able to repay the money as some sort of a loan. And a lot of Jamaicans have been upset about it because they're saying, like, this is a crisis. How can you be putting in a financial clause, in this matter when you want your main focus should be getting back those children home, safely to their families. When you're thinking about an evacuation situation, the last thing you want to have in your mind is that, how am I going to get back my money and whatever? And people are like, well, that's a shame on the Prime Minister's part, and he really made a huge blunder there, because like some persons are never gonna forget that you did that. It's one of those situations like when PJ Patterson back in the days saw that the nurses wanted a raise, the police wanted a raise, and he said he couldn't afford to give them a raise, but in the same year or so he went and he bought a stupid blow-up football for upwards of $6 million US, claiming that he was doing it to commemorate the fact that the Reggae Boys qualified for the World Cup. So you spent this money on bullshit. You found money to spend it on bullshit when, people in your country are underpaid and you still have homeless people. It's the same thing. Like Andrew Ones is seen as one of the most wealthy politicians. His financial status has been brought up time and time again with people question, how is this man so wealthy? However, here are your citizens in a foreign land, they're on the verge of being affected by the war which is going on in Ukraine right now, and they want to come home, and there you are telling them that, well, if we book this flight for you, or if we get you from that country to your homeland expeditiously, then you should be able to repay us, for the expenses, and it just goes to show that these politicians, like, they are very tone deaf, and it's like they really put themselves on such a pedestal where they really don't understand the poverty that Jamaicans are enduring. Some of us, some Jamaicans to be exact, because these politicians and their business friends, their business counterparts are very well off, So just want to highlight that not all Jamaicans are poor. The politicians certainly are not, which is why Mr. Holness could have easily forked out some money and paid for it. Now, if he was a smart politician, he would have just said, you know what, it takes a while to get the money because of the bureaucracies within my party and so forth, so I'm just going to pay it out my pocket. And he would have had the Jamaicans eating out of their hands, because Jamaicans love handouts. So, Mr. Holness, that's a big L for you. No, this other politician now from the PNP, Mark Golden, he came up with this brilliant idea that his party was going to raise the funds needed to get the students out of Ukraine. No, you can't make these things up. This man actually said he was having a fundraiser to raise $10,000 US. No, these politicians, they fart and they shit out $10,000 on a daily basis. Why is it that you have to do a fundraiser to raise $10,000? Now, the PNP, they have had so many chances, like, to slap away Andrew Ones for 6, and they just fall short on so many occasions. Because what he should have done, this is how he should have played it. He should have said, well, since your beloved Prime Minister is saying that you have to pay back the loan, my beloved Jamaicans, this is what I am going to do. I am going to give you $10,000 US out of my pocket, because I want my children to come home safe to this nation. Our Prime Minister, unfortunately, he doesn't love you like we thought he did. And so I am going to show you that this is how you show love. You put your money where your mouth is. Here you go. Find yourself home safely. That is what he should have done. But no, he became a jackass and said he was going to do a fundraiser. So by saying that you're going to do a fundraiser, you are making it appear that it is hard to come by 10,000 US dollars. Therefore, you are basically saving Andrew Onus's ass, because now it would appear that, well, if you have to do a fundraiser to raise 10,000 US dollars, then maybe Andrew Onus couldn't afford it then. So you are a jackass. You should have made it look so easy to get $10,000 that the Jamaicans would be looking at Andrew. Then Andrew, if this man could find $10,000 in his pockets to get the people home, to get the children home, why is it that you are the Prime Minister and you tell them about, oh, they have to pay back a loan? You get what I'm saying? So, like, I think Mark Golden dropped the bat in that regard. Like, it still worked a bit, because on Twitter, I'm seeing where a lot of persons are saying, well, I mean, give thanks to Mark Golden for the gesture and whatever. But a lot of persons from other circles are also critiquing him and are saying that, why do you have to do a fundraiser to find 10,000 US dollars? 10,000 US dollars is nothing. $10,000 in US is chicken feeding. These politicians steal billions annually. This is nothing for them. They use $10,000 to buy dog chow to feed their dogs. You know what I mean? So, like, this just goes to show how these politicians are very disingenuous and they really don't give a fuck about the Jamaican people. You know what I mean? Because, like, 10,000 US dollars. Maybe for the lower class, it seems like a lot of money, and maybe they're targeting the hearts of the lower class, you know what I mean, to make them think like, well, this is a lot of money and we couldn't come by it, and, you know, we had to do fundraisers because we care about you so much, we had to do a fundraiser to raise this money. Maybe that's it. But for people who have held money, people who have held 10,000 US dollars, you know what I mean, people who know money, they know that that is bullshit. You know what I mean? A typical uptowner would scoff at that. You know what I mean? If I had a family member in Ukraine, and I'm no politician, you know what I mean? But and you can see that this channel is not even monetized. You know what I mean? But if I had a family member in Ukraine, I would not have had to host a fundraiser to get my family member home. And I am no multi-billionaire or that bullshit. You know what I mean? Not saying that being a billionaire is bullshit. I'm just, you know, using obscene language. But yeah, like, these politicians are really, like, they're really lost, you know what I mean? And they really don't understand that their citizens are living way below the poverty line. I just saw recently where they raised the minimum wage to a whopping 9,000 Jamaican dollars. No, 9,000 Jamaican dollars is less than 100 American dollars, right? And that's for an entire week of labor. 9,000 Jamaican dollars. That's like basically 70 US dollars or 60 US dollars. It's a goddamn shame. You know what I mean? So you're paying people 9,000 Jamaican dollars per week, which is basically 60 US dollars per week. But you want to tell poor people that they should pay back a loan of over 10,000 US dollars to escape a war, right? So to me, it would seem like the pot is cursing the kettle in this case, because I don't think what Mark Golden did, you know what I mean, made the PNP seem favorable. You know what I mean? I think they actually played a game which basically made Andrew Onus seem like he was in a sticky economical position. You know what I mean? You should have just paid. Yeah, man, you should have just paid and nobody come tell Jamaica about how you have to do a fundraiser. You know what I mean? That's crap.